On the bench for repair today is a customer's Sega Dreamcast system. I hardly ever work on these anymore. This one, according to the note that we were given, is not powering on. So let's get it plugged in and see what happens, and then we can go from there and diagnose it. Okay, the power cable is plugged in. Let's see. Nothing at all. So let's get it opened up, see what we can find. Okay, I've got the top off. Everything is honestly looking pretty good. I don't see any burn damage. There's no corrosion. The caps look good. They're not bulging. They're not leaking. So what I'm going to do is we're going to power it up. And we have some test points here. We've got 12 volt. We've got 3.3 and 5. I've got this set up to go there. And let's start with 12. And we're getting nothing at all. Let's go over to the 5. Nothing. Let's go to 3.3. And absolutely nothing is going on here whatsoever. So is the power supply bad, or is the system going into a protection mode because there's a short circuit on the main board? Let's get this torn down and let's try and figure it out together. And we've got our iFixit driver and bits here, and we're using a Phillips 1 on these guys, and pretty much all these, including the ones for the shell and the housing, all come undone with the same one, which is nice. So just keep that in mind. And as I was mentioning before, I don't think the power supply is bad on this system. I think it's getting tripped and put into protection mode because there's a short circuit. At least that's the symptoms that I'm getting from this. So I've taken the screws out, at least the majority that I need to remove the disk drive. And this is a known culprit for the short circuit. So now that it's removed, let's see what we get when we hit the power button. Well, would you look at that? We have power. And if you remember before, these lines were all zeroed out. Let's see what they're at now. Perfect. Perfect. And 3.3. Absolutely. Looks great. So now that we know the power supply is perfectly fine, we're going to open this up and see what we can figure out and if it's something that is repairable. So I have pretty much gone over every capacitor, everything that I can on this board, and I cannot seem to find a short circuit. So I'm wondering if one of these IC chips is bad and that's what's causing it, maybe this one here. But everything on this board, there's no corrosion, there's no burn marks, everything's testing good. So what I'm going to do is I have a donor board. I'm going to put that into the drive because the customer did state the laser in this is good. And if we get the system to start up, then we know something is bad with one of these IC chips or something along those lines. At least it gives us an idea for sure that we've got the issue isolated to this board, and that's it. The donor board is out. Here it is. And I realized the latch sensor is missing. I'm pretty sure I desoldered that ages ago for another customer's Dreamcast, but we don't need it for this initial test. So we'll put this in and see if the short circuit has gone away and if the system powers up. All right, I have the donor board installed into the customer's disk drive here. So we're going to get that put in place and get it tested. And once again, you know, with looking at this, I sat here with a multimeter for about 10 minutes going over every capacitor, every little thing I could. I couldn't find a short circuit anywhere. Could it be one of these caps is just dried up? But then why would it be shorted? None of these were testing short. So I think we have some dead IC chips, which wouldn't be a massive surprise. So let's see, we've got this put in. What do we get? And it powers right up. So we've isolated it to 100% being the daughter board. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell this customer my donor board there because it seems like we're going to test it, of course, make sure it works. I'm going to get this lid sensor taken off this, put it on this one. We'll get everything cleaned up and tested, and then I'll be back with you guys in just a bit here. Everything is cleaned up and ready to go. I've got the latch sensor all set up there, and let's get it powered on. Excellent. Do we get spin and the laser moves? The latch, yep. Excellent. Now, okay, we got picture on screen, right? Perfect. I'm going to put the disc down here. And let's see what happens. The customer told me the laser worked years ago, but these lasers are absolute piles of crap. So it wouldn't surprise me if we have yet again another thing to add to this repair. And it's starting to look like it, folks. And unfortunately, I can't continue without permission from the customer. So I'm going to have to call him. Wait a second. Nope, it just stopped. So it is not reading discs. So one more thing to add to this, and unfortunately it does change how much the repair costs, because either we're going to have to replace the disk drive or the laser. If I can find a laser replacement for it, they are rather expensive. So we're going to have to make a part 2, even though I hate doing that. I will get a hold of the customer, and we'll see you guys in the next video.